Ryan, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Everybody here.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming. Yes. Ryan, 35 years in prison, and you were just exonerated last year. How do you feel about being here and then sharing your story, your experience with these beautiful group of people?
So I'm gonna break that down in a couple of parts. The 35 years was definitely hard. The journey of it, the experience of it, the endurance of it. But getting out, being exonerated, and getting my name back, really gives me a white outlook on my life and my future. Meeting my family, meeting the community with my friends, and being released and getting out, getting to meet my family, the different generations of it. Everybody deals with prison differently, so my way of dealing with it was throwing myself in the programs and being a brother to the guys around. Some of them are here today, and the support I appreciate it. So that's how you survive it, that's how I survive it. Creating programming, facing each day with hope. But I'm here. Let me do the best that I can in this situation.
Thanks. To tell us about yourself a little more. Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
I was born here in Chicago, Cook County High School. Most of my childhood grew up in Inglewood, on the south side of Chicago. During the 70s and 80s, during my childhood in primary school. It's a different era. So when I think about it, like stepping out of the time wave that I just came out of prison and seeing how different it is, even in the communities with those schools. Dunbar is still there, but it's certainly not the school that it was when I was in. And Walsh Reed, the school I graduated from, has become a high school. It's amazing. A little building in a high school. And Inglewood, the particular part that I grew up in, has been just devastated. The whole block that I lived on is completely gone. And when you do time in prison, you're thinking about not just your family and friends, you're thinking about the community of it all. And to get out and to see that community essentially gone it was really hard processing that. It still is. So now we have to figure out how to move forward without it.
And I'm curious, Brian, as a child, as a young person growing up in Inglewood, what were the dreams of the child, your dreams?
So growing up, again in Inglewood, I guess I felt like, I didn't really have like the proper range of dreams. You live through your experience, your neighborhood kind of informs your experience. Being a playwright was never something I had thought about anything while I was in Inglewood. Or, you feel like the limitations of it. And ironically, going to prison and maturing into an adult in that oppressive system, you do nothing but imagine what life can be like, when you get rock bottom in prison. And I just wonder why I couldn't really dream and accumulate those type of hopes and desires from that community. And that's one of the reasons why I'm out now. I'm focused on doing the work so that other kids growing up around them can learn to dream bigger. And if they learn to dream bigger, they can live in the community that way. And the arts, like what Steel Club is doing, and all the arts programs that don't really touch Inglewood. So part of the work of the future will be is bringing theater to that area to teach people in that community how to dream.
Thank you. Ryan, what went wrong for you that you got caught in the criminal justice?
Criminal justice system went wrong. It wasn't me, it was the system. The system still needs a lot of repair. You look at the history of Chicago police, John Burge torture scandal with, that's just an exaggerated example, but think about all the layers under it, over prosecutions, targeted communities so hard, and just the history of Inglewood in itself. So when you come out of World War II and you had the black belt established in that pocket of the city, and you finally get released, Inglewood was essentially a white community that fought to keep blacks out. And then you had predatory lending, all these different parts of the system just, primarily attack people just trying to live. And now, then food deserts and liquor stores and just a whole community that doesn't feel the rest of the love that Chicago has to share. It's kind of like they're just left to fend for itself. So, again, when you're in prison, that's how we felt. So I identify with that feeling. I identify with the feeling of the community. And not just me, but other guys that was in community with me in prison. We feel like we learned some of the necessary skills and talents to live the community. And that's what we're going to try to do.
That may be a good segue for the playwrights from within. How did that play out in your experience in prison? How did that help?
So, playwrights from within the Steel Point Theater program came along at just the right time for us. We were, I think, like 3 years in development of the Dixon Theater Workshop, and we didn't have like a university support system. So we were just figuring out all the stuff on our own. And when you're trying to figure out, a craft that you've never been trained for, you need a little bit of validation. So we were writing and entering contests, we were doing really well because we were doing more than just writing plays. We were doing spoken word concerts. We were doing actually like hip hop concerts. We were doing roundtable discussions. We was basically taking control of the culture in the prison and revitalizing the men there with our program and teaching them some stuff, some valuable skills. But when Steel Point came along right in the middle of COVID, we were locked down for like an entire year. We were, in our cells. I remember watching George Floyd's uprising, a movement from the cell that being fueled and energized to write. And it's when I wrote Your Girl's Change. It's when Tucson wrote The Story of Violence. That's when Leo wrote his new play that just got read at Steel Point. And Dr. Christy Phillips connected us to Steel Point, through another guy that we met who became a part of our group. And when they wrote back and wrote Tucson and gave him that validation for his play, and we were all talking like, because we were still kind of like semi-locked down, passing notes, and, walking slowly, catching up with each other so we can talk about it. And I'm like, man, I can connect to Steel Point. I just finished mine. And Leo was like, I just finished mine. And they accepted all our plays. You can't imagine the level of inspiration. They didn't just give us, but they gave our entire program to continue to develop as writers, to continue to work on the culture at the prison facility. We try to develop ourselves. So it was such an inspiration, such a blessing to us. And then to have the readings and let our families hear what we had written, because the system prohibited them from coming in and seeing our productions. That was like the most amazing thing, to feel that connectivity, to let our families hear it. It's so important because the bridges to community from prison have been destroyed over the decades. And Steel Point, through its action, not just inspired us, but I just gave a new play to Steel Point today for a guy who wrote me from prison. It was like, man, can you put me in the program? I got another one still at home that we're going to work on a little bit to get it ready for Steel Point. And there are so many other guys who just looking for opportunity to feel heard, to be validated, to be appreciated, loved, and respected.
So it sounds like that's was really positive. Besides writing, what were some other sources of hope for you doing 35 years, knowing that you were wrongly convicted
record kid I wanted. And I thought, okay, I'm about to go home in 1994. And all three judges reversed my case, but the Illinois Supreme Court reversed the appellate court, something they never do. And I went through this period of just trying to regain my footing, you know. But there's something we say in prison, you know, we all we got. There's a brotherhood, a camaraderie, a fraternity of guys that just want to do well and support each other. Just tapping into that and becoming, you know, just a bigger part of it, and fostering that brotherhood in the prison was sort of what I needed to help me get through it. You know, the creation of programs and, you know, making newsletters and lifting each other up, because we needed it in the system. There were times when I needed it, and the brotherhood of fraternity of being inside were there for me. So making sure I give back as much as I receive to as many people who will come to my orbit. That was how I survived. You know, a lot of good men played a part in helping me survive my prison experience, and I hope that some of them will say the same about me.
Thank you. What about now, as you've been out for about a year? What has been the process of reintegrating to the community? What are some of the most difficult adjustments for you?
So today is the 15th. That means I've been out 6 months and 3 days.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening next year. 6 months, 3 days. Obviously, technology. You know, it's been a hurdle. Sleep has been a hurdle. Just processing so much information after 35 years, it's like being on another planet. You know, all these codes, and just the other day, just trying to figure out how to open a package, tearing it from the top and not the side. I don't even know they have side openings. Simple stuff like that. You know, just trying to assimilate fast enough in the city, in the community, in the family. You know, every day it comes with different challenges. You know, the simplest things that you don't understand, people just expect you to understand. And there are things that prison prepared us to understand that people don't really realize. You know, we understand each other on a high level because we live in such proximity with people. So trying to balance it all, getting used to just the inundation of information that comes into your mind that won't let your mind stop churning while you're trying to sleep has been difficult. Worried about a future a little bit, you know, in terms of, I can't get that time back. You know, my youth, you know, was taken away from me. But being able to just enjoy the time that I have left, you know, free of frustration, and with open hearts and minds, and people being accepting of the things that I don't understand, but also appreciating the things that I did learn and I've been